Ayo, like, subscribe. Let's go.
So when women say, I want to be just like him, you don't want that life. This is the crazy thing. If I'm looking at you and you're looking at me, if you lost everything, I wouldn't sweat nothing. If I lost everything, you would literally think about walking away.
Let me ask you this. Do you think a female that's making, if she has her own business like she claims she did, and she's making like $250,000 a year, whatever it was 200 some $1,000 a year, and she had kids, now do you think she actually qualifies for somebody that makes equal or more than she does?
It's that whole conversation when they bring it up like that. Like, women look at it like, if we make the same, we're the same. You want to date somebody that's almost on your level. That's how to look at it. And
Right.
I look at it like the NBA. Them players know them WNBA women are not on their level. We may be in the same league, because you're the WNBA and I'm the basketball league, but it's still basketball. But we're not in the same, level, because it's the WNBA and the NBA. They have different names for a reason. It basically addressed one from the other one. Tell you this is this league and that's that league, but they always say we're in the same league though, because it's still like combined. It's still one entity. It's just a subpart. The WNBA is just a subpart. So when women sit here and say we can go out here and make money just like you, men, it's never the same. I would never shame a woman for going out there and hustling and making money. But you have to understand that we men have to make sacrifices to become the guys that we want to be. There are certain things to achieve anything in life, you have to sacrifice something. And women have to understand that there was a reason why we didn't help y'all outside. It wasn't to oppress you or put you down, but it was reasons. So when we let you come outside and do all the things you're doing, you're like, we're liberated, we're free and stuff like that. Sacrifices had to be made. We men have to understand that when you are not home all the time, you may not be the perfect father. You may not be the perfect husband. Sacrifices are made to be the type of man that you want to be. She has to understand the whole struggle and the whole purpose, like who's willing to make the sacrifices to get to that destination when we have them conversations. So when women think that, I do the same thing he does, but you gotta understand, both of us are making two different sacrifices. For you to make the same sacrifice for us, first of all, it hurts the kids, because we're both doing the exact same thing. The kids don't need two dads. They need a nurturer and a masculine leader. They need a balance. For me and you to be doing the exact same thing and act the same thing, there's no balance at that point. They don't need two of us, they need one of us. For each role, we have roles to play. That's why the gender roles are so important. But it's like when women sit here and say, we're going to make this money, you got to, like I say, it's sacrifices being made. Certain traits that you never had a day in your life, you have to accumulate and build off of it when you out here making that $250K a year. You won't notice it. Like I would say, like it's like breathing. At one point, people will tell you, are you having a hard time to breathe? But you'd be like, I've been breathing like this naturally. We men been doing this. It's natural. Nobody have to teach a man how to breathe and stuff like that. We human beings just breathe when you're born. You're just like, they don't be like, breathe in and breathe out. It's natural. When a man is born, he has to work. Once he gets to a certain age, you have to work. Women are not in that position. So this is an unnatural thing for them to do, to go out there and hustle and try to make that type of money. So when she goes out there, she knows that there's sacrifices being made. I know there's sacrifices being made, but the sacrifices that I'm making is justified. Your sacrifices are not justified like that, because you're still going to want a counterpart in that situation. So when you meet this guy and you build up traits like him, and then you say, let's make a relationship, he's like, I wanted a certain type of woman, not because of hierarchy, not because of the old time generation. It's just how we're built. You said you want a leader, a man making these resources, a man that's tall and everything. You want certain qualities just because you're a woman, and that's just how you're built. The same thing with a man, but women will look at it like, okay, I'm making the same money as you. What's the problem? Like, I'm the same level. I got the same. We never have the same intellect because we don't see the world the same. We don't get treated the same. Like I said, you can lose all of this and there'll be somebody out here that take you in. He lose all of that, he becomes nothing.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
He becomes nothing. He lose all of it, he becomes nothing. So we're not making the same sacrifices. It's not a choice for me to work. It's a choice for you to work. We're not making the same sacrifices. For me to protect somebody is not a choice. I have to protect the people that I bring into this life, like my girl, my kids and stuff. I got to protect them. It's not a choice. Yeah. I'm the man, I'm the leader, so it's not a choice. For the things that you have to do, it is a choice. Like, you don't have to say, I'm going to protect my husband and my child. You protect your child. Your husband protects you. So if you sit here and say, something's about to happen, let me go out there and put my body in the line to protect my husband, we're going to look at you like you're crazy. There's different sacrifices we made when we meet the opposite gender. And to make that type of money, there are sacrifices made to get to that level. Guys have to make sacrifices. And our sacrifices has been justified since the beginning of time. If you was a hunter, you have to be out there doing certain things, risking your life. That was justified. The mom is back with the kids, protecting them and keeping them safe and stuff like that. He's out there hunting to bring food back in. He is justified. If he's at home protecting the kids and stuff like that, and she's out there risking her life, that's not justified. They'll be like, you are more capable, you are more adapted to the environment, stuff like that. That's your role out here. That was literally what you was brought out here to do. You have the physique and everything. So it's like, this is something natural for you. This is unnatural for her. So we have roles, but again, sacrifices were made throughout time and stuff. Like when women come out here and they say, you know what, I'm a woman that make this and stuff. You have to understand, to become that, you have to lose something. Just like we don't give a lot of time to our family. That's the sacrifices we made to get that type of money. It wasn't easy, but this is the sacrifice we got to make and stuff like that. Certain mistakes I made in life is the sacrifice I had to make to become a man, because a man has to be built off trial and tribulation and stuff like that. So when women say, you know, I want to be just like him, you don't want that life, because we understand that this is the crazy thing. If I'm looking at you and you're looking at me, if you lost everything, I wouldn't sweat nothing. If I lost everything, you will literally think about walking away. And 9 out of 10, you will walk away.
Yeah, she out of there.
So we're not making the same sacrifices, but sacrifices are being made. You're losing something that I'm not losing. I don't lose my masculinity by going out there and hustling. You are losing your femininity by going out there and going the same route, because I'm gaining a certain attribute as a man. You're losing certain attributes as a woman. The things that will made you way more attractive to a man is being literally evaporating every second of the day, evaporating. You don't see it because it's becoming a norm for you. You start realizing that I'm strong and independent, I'm this and stuff. It's becoming like breathing. It's becoming natural to you. You go to work, you wake up, you go to work, you hustle for this, you hustle for that. It's becoming that. When you meet a man, he's like, I made this sacrifice so I can get a certain type of wife, a certain type of family, a certain type of lifestyle. I made the right sacrifices. She's like, well, I did the same. I didn't want the same though. You know, it is not that a man can make a house a home. A woman makes a house a home. We don't work the same. So if a man said, I'm moving in with my girl, we question him. Like, what are you doing? Why are you moving in with her? Why is she not moving in with you? You know, the whole situation with the transition was supposed to go, you go from your father home as a woman to your husband. The transition is now she go out there to the working force and she try to build herself up, build her value up. And we're trying to figure out, what value are you building? You walk outside the streets, people are already valuing you. They're opening doors for you, doing certain things for you. That's because they value you as a woman. He doesn't get that same privilege. He doesn't get them same benefits. He has to do something. So it's like when them women get on Kevin Samuel's show and they say, I make this and I deserve this type of man, that type of man don't want you. And he doesn't think I deserve her, that he don't want you. The kids, the lifestyle, he doesn't want that. You lost all the characteristics and traits that she liked.
Well, the crazy part about it, like for me, with the average at best chick, is that, well, I mean, even in general, if they come into the table with kids, it's interesting because it's like sort of a dilemma, right? Because the guys they don't want, the $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year dude, he might would, you know, wife her up and be a stepdaddy. However, considering if they're saying today that the average kid takes about what, $250,000, $300 some odd $1,000 to raise from birth to age 18. He can't afford that. You know what I mean? But he's the one that'll probably wife her up, as compared to the guy that's making $500,000 that she wants. He can actually afford that, you know, to take care of her and her kids. But he ain't going out like that. You know what I mean? Because I've done it. You know what I mean? I was a stepfather, and the moment that woman, you know, undermines your authority, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? For the rest of the entire marriage, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like you end up being a king hated in his own castle.
So I had a situation where I tell people all the time, like my dad and my ex-dad, they looked at me, they was like, you're not at the level where you should be in a relationship because you don't have enough resources to date. You're not the kind of man that should be out here dating at this point. Because I had a place. So it was funny because I had a place at that point and I had a car and everything, I had a job, but they believed that mentally he wasn't there yet and financially he wasn't there yet. And we wasn't like she was living together, just like the dating part. They saw that he wasn't that man yet. The father saw that, and my own father told me that. He always told me, you're not doing enough for you to be out here dating that woman. You know, and I'm probably like, what, 22, 23 at this point? And he's looking at me like that. And it's like, you know, at that point, I was never mad about it. I understood, but I was like, damn, you know, like I'm in a relationship and I'm happy and stuff like that. But they telling me I'm not good enough. You know what I'm saying? It was like, but that's how fathers and men look at other men. We judge crucially. Like, it's not like we thinking like he treats her right, he does this for her. We don't care for that. reprioritize what is needed to sustain a certain lifestyle with that woman.
Hey, yo, check out Sean Trades on YouTube. Link in the description. Peace.